My mixed skin is envied for its exotic look while simultaneously shamed for not being enough. Pretty things are of the highest value. My body mixed like the rarest of golds, yet somehow the world cannot put a price tag on it because they see no value in my precious elements. No bargaining to find a price just enough. No reassurances that what I am is the rarest of the best. The irony is, I have never seen myself to be better than the rest. True believer in the beauty of autonomy while holding every person in the same regard, equally. A parallel to double consciousness, I don't know how the world will ever see me. For every move I make, every piece of my heart I lend, every look they take at my brown skin, I will never know how they receive me. Because when I look in the mirror, I see that brown girl coming out the A. Fuck. Because when I look in the mirror, I see that brown girl coming out the A. East Bay queen commonly mistaken for a city ting. Light caramel skin, little mama with the hoops. Peak sense of humor, soul so divine. Nothing but good vibes, good ties, no lies. What you see is what you get. If you're gonna step, then you better say it with your chest. Barely 5'2", coming through with the attitude, you would think that I was a dude standing about 6'2" the way I come through and command a room. Flaws and all, I am no exception to the rest. Okay, so maybe I got a God complex. Maybe my middle child syndrome's on 10. Maybe I give too much to people who don't deserve it, but what can I say? I'm an empath. I don't know how to move any other way. Overdramatic to some, overprotected for the rest, but in my mind it's a defense. To hold me down because time and time again, aside from God, I'm the only one whose true intention with myself is to defend. Beyond my years because I had to grow up quick, helping mama hold it down at the hands of a clown, but it's okay. I love who I'm becoming. Thankful for that struggle because now I'm young but a true woman. But something still sticks me. Something still weighs on me like a dagger to the shoulders, ingrained in the bone like I was pegged before birth. Because I do not look like where my bloodline is from, I am always asked if I am something that I am not. Most times not even asked, it is just assumed. They take my skin, hair, eyes, nose, mouth, height, all of my physical identity, and profile me. Presume that I belong in a box that I have never had the right to be in because it is not mine to represent. All that effort just to deem me is insufficient. While there is so much beauty I see in me, energy so safe yet exciting, heart too big for this world, and a mind so complex, I am left to wonder, how are you unable to see that? Because when I look at you, I see a soul itching to pursue their passions, a body that loves their family, all the little things that make you smile bigger than life. I see a mother who works day in and day out for her family, a friend that always finds time to be there for the loved ones. I see a survivor of the harshest trials and someone too stubborn for their own good. I see the work you do to help your community, your sense of humor and your personal style. I see the love you have to offer and the light you bring into this world. So why is my mixed skin the only factor you see when you divide my worth? A parallel to double consciousness, I will never understand how you see me. An old friend once told me that allowing yourself to take up space is important because people are just matter and matter takes up space, but above all, remember that you matter. As a biracial, two-spirited woman of color, I have always longed for a position in this life. A place to fit in and be recognized with, a box that I can check without having to wonder if it's the right one. A group that made me feel like I belonged, like I had a home with them. A space I knew was rightfully mine. The security and validation that comes from the feelings of being heard, seen, and noticed are so important to the growth and movement within a society, not just as a whole, but within each individual that's a part of it. My journey with space has always been confusing, contradictory, even altering. I have always been so sensitive to this. So sensitive and cautious as to where I lend my voice, my hand, and my heart, to never overstep boundaries, to never inappropriate or misrepresent, to stand alongside one, never stand on them. In terms of my work, I fear my placement. I fear my voice and my power. I fear that I'm taking away space from someone who is truly accepted. from someone who can genuinely and authentically represent the culture, for the culture, by the culture. I have always been 100% aware that my DNA is an accumulation of percentages from different ends of this earth. But there are parts of me my DNA cannot trace. It won't account that this brown girl is rising out of the struggle, a rose growing through the concrete pavement as a product of that little county in the bay. As I navigate through this world, I think of the things that made me who I am, the environments that influenced my growth. I was raised by the cultures that surrounded me, as I have been led by the hand that carried me. My brown mother, brown grandmother, brown aunt, brown uncle, brown neighbors, brown teachers, brown women, brown men, brown humans of all kinds, Middle Eastern, Asian, Pacific Islander, and Hispanic, of an array of brown cultures, they are who raised me. They are who shaped my identity. Trust, I will never claim the cultures, histories, identities, struggles of the brown folks whose lands my DNA does not know. But I will always acknowledge and praise how my brown village, our brown neighbors, our brown families with brown blood raised me. And for that, I must fight to find my space in which I can rightfully take, as I learn to appropriate and appreciate, to lend my voice, my hand, and my heart to the culture, to the fight, to the movement, to give back to the brown village that raised me.